Check out my new camera. This is the Camp Snap. It sells for about $70 US. I just got it for $27 Canadian in a thrift shop. I found it new in the box and I knew nothing about this thing. I'd never even heard of it. But I played around with it. I confirmed that it works. It does work. And I decided to buy it and see if a cheap camera like this can take some fun photos. The whole thing is very light, like literally it's like lighter than a bar of soap. Like this thing is, it's mostly made of it's entirely made of plastic. I want to show you if you can have fun filming on a sub $100 camera, or taking pictures rather. Obviously there's no video. In fact, there's not even a back screen. All there is a little counter which tells you how many photos you've taken. Right now it says 39. If it's flickering, that's just the camera I'm recording on. Sometimes they struggle to show LED lights, but in real life, it's very clear. On the side here, you have a switch that says flash, on, off, auto. So when it's on, it looks something like this. Smile. Oh yeah, and there's a built-in storage card which can hold about 500 photos. So you just transfer that via USB-C to your computer and you can check out the photos. But other than that, it's a very minimal design. I think it actually looks really cool with this green exterior. Though I might find some tape or something to cover the word Camp Snap, or maybe see if I can rub that off. I think just straight black and green looks super cool. But obviously what they're going for here is a modern take on the old disposable cameras, where you have a little roll of film that you take to the camera shop, they expose it for you, and then you see what your photos look like, you know, a week later, because there's no way to review the photo once you've taken it until you get to your computer or your device that connects to USB-C. And so I think it's just a fun way to live in the moment, have some fun, take some photos, and hopefully they will have a unique look to them. I took a couple test photos and I thought they looked like, you know, sometimes they can be out of focus, sometimes the sky is going to be blown out, but I think they have a cool look and we're going to get some nice memories out of this. At least I hope so, or it's going straight back to the thrift shop. One last thing about this camera before I bike around and take some photos for you guys to check out. I was mentioning that it's hollow. I discovered that because I actually removed these 4 little screws and I popped the backside off. This was following the advice of a YouTube video I watched, which tells you how to remove the speaker. You might notice there's also a little speaker over here. Initially when I bought it, every single time you turn the camera on or off, it made this super loud beeping sound. And then when you would take the photo, it would go, like it would make the sound of a shutter. But it didn't sound really cool to me. It just sounded cheap and like clearly artificial. So I got annoyed by that sound after a couple of attempts. So I looked up ways to turn it off. There is no way to turn it off, but without much effort needed, you can take those 4 screws out, you can pop off the backside, and you can literally remove the speaker part. I'll link below to a video that shows exactly how that's done because I just followed that video to figure it out myself. But if you don't like annoying beeps in your pocket, I highly recommend doing that. It's super easy. This is a cool street here. Maybe I'll take a little test photo, see how it looks. As for how that photo looks, your guess is as good as mine. In fact, you're gonna know before me because I can't look at that photo. But maybe I will add it to the video so you can see it. But it's cool, you know, because tonight I'm gonna go meet, I was invited by a friend to go to this Asian food festival. So I'm gonna go there, take some photos, but this will be a chance to play around with this camera and see how it does. And through that experience, I won't be lost in my camera settings. I won't be thinking about the exposure or the focus because I don't have those options. It's just simply like point and shoot. And then once the night is over, I can go home and look at the photos while living entirely in the moment. I think it's a cool idea and hopefully we'll get some nice shots. One thing I am a bit concerned about is I watched another review on this which said the minimum focus distance is about 6 feet, which means anytime I do a selfie like this, I'm closer than 6 feet, so in theory, it's never gonna focus properly. But we'll see. Maybe some of them will hit focus. Maybe if it's even a bit out of focus, it'll still be a cool shot. It's all about stylistic choices, you know? Speaking of stylistic choices, that button's kind of cool. Okay, we're here at the Asian food market. There's actually way more stuff going on here than I thought there would be. Hello. Big lineup of people. I got my camera. You might not be able to hear me over the music, but I'm gonna get some shots. I'll introduce you to my friend. I met her because she used to make YouTube videos as well. I think she stopped, but we'll see where Evelyne is at. And we'll see what this camera can do. Now I noticed with my little test shots, sometimes it really messes up the exposure and it just over brightens everything. Which occasionally looks cool, like it's a certain stylistic choice that you might enjoy. But on the flip side, if there's a shot you really want to get, like you really like the composition of something, like these people in front of me, you might want to try a couple of shots from slightly different angles to see if one of them turns out better. I think this will actually be a really cool place to take photos. Hopefully I can get some good ones. See if I can get a shot of the Hello Kitties, or whatever it is. Wait. It's the loudest music I've ever heard. Okay, so this is my friend Evelyne. I tried to introduce her in the video, but the music was way too loud. Anyway, she also has a YouTube channel. Check it out.
That's a pretty cool camera.
Yeah. It's now significantly darker, but I'm gonna test the camera in low light conditions. Again, I won't know how these photos look until I get home, but we'll see if it looks cool at night. Give it a try. Let's try one more selfie with the shades. Let's see how dorky we can look in front of this night festival. I think I mentioned earlier, the problem with the selfies is that it has this minimum focus distance, which exceeds the length of your arm. So it's probably gonna be blurry. But sometimes it has a cool effect, you know? Again, I haven't seen these photos yet, but I'll put them throughout the video. But just based on the little test shots that I took before filming this, you know, they're not as sharp as your camera. They're not as detailed. But what it can do is give you some fun while you're out with friends. No one's intimidated by a little thing like this. And yeah, if you get lucky, like, who knows? Maybe you'll get a couple of really cool shots. That's my idea, at least, with this camera. Whether it comes true or not remains to be seen. But as you can see on the back, I have now taken 112 photos today. Whoa, that was a mistake. 113 photos with the Camp Snap. We'll see if there's any keepers. Okay, so I'm at home. It's a few hours later now, and I've had a chance to review the footage and the photos. And there's actually 4 or 5 photos that I thought were really cool. Here's the photo of the stop sign. It's a very simple photo, but I just like the colors. I like the graininess of the sky behind the stop sign. And yeah, something about it. I just think it's a really cool photo. The second one has to be the selfie. This one surprised me the most. I was kind of joking throughout the video about how it's not good for selfies, how it's not going to be in focus. Yeah, this is like one of the limitations of the camera. But this photo's sick. Like, honestly, I think if you use the flash at night, I think if you have 3 or 4 friends together and you took a photo like that, like, you know, you could get some good memories with this camera. The next one, this picture of a dad and their kid playing the claw game, I think is really cool. The next one, yeah, it has to be the button. I don't know what it is. Somehow the color of this button looks so cool. If you compare that to my original footage, okay, the colors are closer to real life in the original footage. But then when you look at this, when you look at how it exposed the sky versus the button, it just stands out so clearly. Yeah, this might be my favorite I took all day. You know, it's up to you if you like this kind of look. it is a distinct look that some people will look at and be like, ugh. You know, some photography snobs will never want to see a photo like this. I think it's cool. I think there's something to work with here. If you want to pick one up, it's actually not available on Amazon, but I'll put a couple links to the Camp Snap website. According to them, it's in extremely limited supply. I guess other people like this camera too. I don't know. Also, it's available in Urban Outfitters of all places. I'll put a link to that as well. But let me know, am I crazy? Do you also like the look of these photos? Let me know your thoughts on this under $100 camera. And yeah,